real estate agents, welcome to the Weekly Closer. I'm your host, Jeff Underwood, along with my co-host, Joey Sampaga. How's it going, Joey?
That's me. I'm doing all right. How you doing, man?
Doing great. We are the Real Estate Marketing Maniacs.
That's us.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got a little macho man going on today. Well, we got a great guest with us in the house. It's Darin Wilson, the Wilson team with Realty One Group. How's it going, Darin?
Very good, guys. How are you guys?
Doing fantastic.
Excellent.
Doing fantastic. You know, I played around golf the other day, and that was great. No, just teasing. I hear you're a good golfer.
Some say I am, some say I'm not. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Subjective, huh?
That's right.
Yeah, you exchange money on the course?
No, I stay away from that.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
I've got too many kids at home to waste money on the golf course.
You just have to act like you're bad for the first couple holes.
That's right.
No. Yeah. Anyway, we want to give a big shout out to Greg with Security Title.
Greg D.
Yes. Yeah. Cool. So, Darin, why don't we get started with you letting the agents that are listening or watching know how long you've been in business, what got you into real estate in the beginning?
Absolutely. You know, it's kind of in my blood. My parents got their license back in 1985 when I was 10 years old. So I've been around the industry a long time.
Wow.
I've around the industry in Utah, as a matter of fact, but I've been down here in Arizona for 7 years. And so I've been licensed and active full-time here in Arizona for 7 years now.
Yeah.
But I've always been involved in sales. And again, like I say, my parents being involved in real estate, it was just a natural transition for me. They had a lot of success here prior to me moving down and called and said, we need your help. And I made the move down and taken things to the next level.
All right.
Yeah.
Nicer golf courses down here, right?
Yeah, I love the golf courses.
And
I can play year-round as opposed to Utah.
There you go.
As long as you get up early in the summer.
That's true.
Yeah.
Really early.
Well, you get discounts during the summer.
We love the green fees this time of year.
Some of them are brown fees.
Yeah. That's
well,
right.
It sounds like you guys have a good
Not
relationship with your dad, who's actually in studio here, because some people are like, I'm going to do something completely different than what my parents do.
Yeah, I mean, it's we've worked together even outside of real estate. So, like I say, it was a natural transition for me from another business into real estate here in Arizona, we have our good days and our bad days. I'm sure like everybody else, but we fight it out on the golf course and move on to the next project.
So you win a lot, yeah. So you get your way a lot, yeah.
I do now that he's gotten older.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So so it's the Wilson team.
Correct.
So who makes up the team?
Myself, my mother, who's essentially a business partner, and my father, he's transaction coordinator.
Okay.
And we have a marketing director and we have supporting staff, but essentially it's a family gig.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you said you're mostly down in the Florence area.
Yeah, Southeast Valley.
Southeast Valley.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we reside in Anthem at Merrill Ranch, which is in Florence, but we work the Southeast Valley.
All right.
Yeah.
Probably wish you owned that land that they do the big old party on, right?
Absolutely.
The Country Thunder.
It gets pretty wild down there.
Yeah.
Come
I don't
1st
know who
April.
owns that, but I bet.
Yeah.
I bet. Always wanted to go, just haven't done it.
Make your
a
way
lot
down.
of people.
A lot of people.
So you're going to talk today a little bit about three, I guess, keys, right, to being a successful agent or a realtor. So
absolutely.
Why don't we get into that? What are those three things? And
for me right now, in talking and networking with other agents, I think there truly is, if you focus on three key aspects to just being successful. First is just being resilient. Resilience is kind of key to lasting in the industry. It can be emotional. It's tough.
Yeah.
Regardless of how successful you are, you can't allow the emotional ups and downs knock you out of the box. Over the years, like I say, I've been around this industry since 85. What is that? Going on, 35 plus years. I've seen a lot of people come and go, a lot of people that don't find success, and I've seen a lot of successful people that are no longer in the industry because they just can't handle those highs and lows or the changes in the industry.
Right.
So you just have to, continue to be strong and what I call emotionally intelligent and understand that, you're going to lose a few deals. Over the course of time, you're going to have a best friend list with another agent. You're going to have a family member, unbeknownst to you, where you find out that they've listed with somebody else. It happens.
Right.
And for a lot of people, they can't handle that emotional turmoil, if you will. And that resilience is important.
So what do you do in your own life? So what do you do to combat that or to keep that edge?
Absolutely. You know, I just include it in the game. I expect it because it happens. I mean, just last week I had 2 deals fall out, you know, close to $1 million in business, but I include that in part of the process and know that it's going to come about and know that I'm going to regain that business, which we already have. I've had good friends that haven't done business with me, but I go on about my way and maintain those relationships. But like I say, the key is just including that in your business and knowing that that's part of being successful. That's part of the game.
Yeah. Do you also just go out to the driving range and just crush some balls
Absolutely.
when that happens?
I do that at times. Tee it up and swing really hard.
There you go.
Absolutely.
With the names of the people.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you're right on the golf ball.
Tattoo the ball and let her rip.
That's funny. And you mentioned number 2 is networking. So what
Networking, you know,
right
it can be a lonely industry. And what I mean by that, again, regardless of if you're new to the industry or you're very successful, you know, we're independent contractors. So a lot of times, you know, it gets lonely. Networking, stay plugged in. You know, it's an ever-changing industry. If you ask my parents, you know, who, like I say, got licensed in '85, it's an entirely different ballgame. It's totally different. And I think the changes that are coming about are happening faster and faster. So staying plugged in, networking with like-minded individuals, that can help with maintaining that resilience as well. You know, you're with other people that might be having success, that lifts you up. You might be a shoulder to cry on for an agent that's going through a hard time as well. But you know, there's so many vendors like Security Title, for example. They have all kinds of educational courses, and you know, you plug into those, you plug into different events, and it just makes you, you know, feel like you're a part of something.
Yeah.
You know, being an independent contractor, like I say, you know, if you're sitting at home waiting for a buyer or a seller to fall in your lap, you know, it can be frustrating. But
Right.
you know, if you stay active and stay plugged in, it makes a difference, a big difference.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite type of networking event that you like to?
You know, for me, it's physical, it's face-to-face. You know, I mean, there's a lot going on social media. You can plug into webinars, and those are definitely beneficial. But I like getting out of my house, getting in my car in the morning and, you know, hit Starbucks and finding an event or making sure that I've got 1 or 2 different things on my calendar for the week. It just makes a difference. Makes me feel like I'm staying active, and you never know what that might lead to.
Yeah. And is it mostly... Are you doing mostly real estate events, or are you just trying to just business networking?
Mostly real estate.
Yeah. Okay.
You know, you annually, biannually, you know, you can go to different seminars and motivational, some fun events like that. But no, weekly around, there's so much going on in this area, in real estate alone, that there's something to do every day if you wanted to.
Yeah. You should start your Southeast Valley Agent Golf
There you go.
networking.
It's true.
Yeah.
Maybe
event.
coffee and 9 holes. And
Yes.
absolutely. Good idea.
There you
It's
go.
a great idea.
Switch up the teams every.
Yep.
Yeah.
What,
I'll
couple
be on
weeks,
Darin's
whatever.
team.
Well, I'll have to call up the other guy.
It is best ball, right?
Well, this will be the first foursome right here. So.
Yeah.
There you go.
Best ball. Joey, you just sit back and watch.
Yes.
No. And then consistency was the other one you mentioned, right? So what are you doing to be consistent?
Consistency is ultimately key. You know, in anything in life, in my opinion, it is continuing to do those small things, those little things, day in and day out, week in and week out, month in and month out, to truly sustain and be successful. I mean, it's easy. You know, I was taught several years back that you know, the sizzle fizzles, if you will. It's easy for us to go to that annual event in Vegas, you know, see the motivational speaker, go to that annual summit and get excited and pumped up. But the people that are truly successful are the ones that come home, and after that excitement is gone, the ones that are continually doing those things that they were excited about doing when they were excited.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, a good example is the gym. I'm sure you guys we've all been to the gym after the first of the year, right?
Suck it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, we go to the gym January 1st and the place is packed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Within about 3 weeks, it thins out.
That's true.
You know, so they kind of lose that motivation, and ultimately they're not consistent, and they don't accomplish their goals. In real estate, like anything in life, if you maintain consistency over time, it'll pay off.
Yeah. What do you think is one of the items that you do, or one activity you do on a consistent basis in real estate?
Well, for me, it is definitely not necessarily something. Well, yeah, it is something I do. It means setting goals. It's easy for us as human beings to give up our long-term goals for short-term gratification. Well, it'd be more fun to go out to dinner tonight, or it might be more fun to go play a round of golf than to go to the office or go to that networking, social, or to just prospect or whatever it is that you've got in your calendar that you should do. But I just try and stay focused on those long-term goals. I've got things that I want to accomplish within the industry and things I want to accomplish for my family. And I know that if I lose sight of that, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's right.
Now, you mentioned, too, as far as any specific niches, you have one that
we work
really stands out for you?
work buyers and sellers, and it's such a big valley, and there's a lot of business here. But, we definitely do probably 50% of our business within the 55-plus niche market. And what gave birth to that is just the fact that we do live in Anthem at Merrill Ranch.
Okay.
So, we've been able to build a strong network there. We've farmed that area. I think farming is very important. If you, you set your roots and are good at farming and good at being a part of, your area, your community, it'll pay off. It does take time. Again, that short-term return might not be there, but long-term it will. In fact, now that I mention it, I got a phone call a couple hours ago when we were waiting to make the drive in from a client that I had showed houses to 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 years ago. And he said, I don't know if you're going to remember me, but I actually did because I had his phone number programmed in my phone, had his name. And they said, oh, yeah, this is Ross. But somebody that I had showed houses to 4 years ago in an active adult community. And he said, I'm loyal and I'm back.
Oh, yeah. He's now 55, so.
He's now 55 and ready to buy. So, and, that's a great niche to be in because the turnover is high.
Yeah, that's true. There's always someone turning 55.
Yeah, they come and go.
Yeah. So did he got some mail piece or something that reminded, or what?
He's just been coming back and forth, and I think the timing is now right. But I obviously built a strong enough rapport and relationship with him then that it pays off down the road.
It's nice when your phone tells you who it is, huh?
Yes.
Yeah.
I try and make a habit of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how often do you farm? Like, what's your farm technique?
We definitely do a lot of community farming within, like I say, those specific communities with newsletters. We do some email pieces, but that's outside of that. Farming for me is more or less being a part of the community, and we do a lot of sponsorships. We sponsor different events throughout the year. We're coming up on a cancer walk, Cure for Cancer. We put on a nice breakfast for that, and we're there present, our family, and we donate some money to a good cause. But just being a part of a community like that shows people that you care, and ultimately that's what it's about.
Absolutely. Good. And you mentioned that before the show that a big percentage of your business is from referral, right? You built up a big database. Correct. A lot of people know you through your parents also being in the business.
Yes.
Is that? I know that's what every real estate agent is trying to get to.
Right.
Do you guys use a certain CRM? How do you make sure you keep all that data?
Yeah, we've got the typical. You can talk technology all day long, right? There's CRMs. I've used several different CRMs. If you got a good solid CRM and you work it'll work for you. In the beginning, in my opinion, it's really about making an impression on somebody. Like, for example, this gentleman today, he remembered me, said I'm loyal, and he said, I'm glad I still had your information. But it's, there's a lot of times where you're working with somebody, and if an agent doesn't believe that they're going to put them in their car and take them out and sell them a house that day, they won't give them the time of day. And for me, it's just all a part, again, of that process. I might meet with somebody and never sell them a house, but in the end, it pays off. I've worked with people that I ended up selling a house 2-3 years down the road.
Yeah.
So it's just a matter of treating everybody, in my opinion, equally and not prejudging. It's easy to do, but again, I try not to do that.
Yeah, that's definitely important. I just a week ago at an open house that I was doing, there was a young lady who came in and she was looking for rental, a Section 8. First thing in my mind is, Section 8? I don't know it. But you know what? I'll tell you what, let me just do some research and I'll help you with that, because who knows, later on she may come back, give me a call and say, hey, we're ready to buy a house.
Absolutely.
Right?
It might be worth the hustle. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, put in a little bit of time instead of just looking for that quick close.
Yep.
Yeah. So what are you seeing in your business right now, the mix, buyer versus seller? I mean, what do you guys
Yeah, we see the ebbs and flows. I mean, we're definitely not. We don't focus on any one particular, because again, our marketing is all across the board, and again, we network strong, so we deal with a lot of sellers, a lot of referrals base there. But it's probably 50-50, to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know, and at times we may be working with more buyers, and times we've got a ton of sellers, but we want to stay diversified and not just say that we're a listing team or we only exclusively work with buyers.
Okay. All right.
That keeps us flexible. So when it's a buyer's market, we're busy, and when it's a seller's market, we're busy as well.
That's right.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Makes sense.
Anything else you want to share before we move to the next segment that you want agents to know for sure?
I mean, for me, it's all about, at the end of the day, it shouldn't be just about real estate. You know, as successful realtors, if we can facilitate in a successful transaction and hopefully encourage a harmonious conversation amongst parties, maybe we can, make the world a better place for all of us.
Yeah.
One transaction at a time. But if that's ultimately the goal, if you project that focus a little bit further on than just getting them to the table and signing and making a paycheck, in the long term it pays off.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Well, and if the agents will answer their text or their phone call. I only say that because I sent a text yesterday about a certain property, no response. I called this morning, still no response.
Yeah.
And I've got somebody interested in seeing this place.
I've always said there's not a lot of competition out there, because I pick up the phone, I don't know the number, and the buyer or the client out there and says, "Oh, I got an agent to answer their phone."
Yeah, isn't that awesome?
Yeah.
Actually, didn't you get a lead from that?
I did.
Somebody said that you were like the only one out of 5 that
Yeah.
answered.
Yeah.
Blows my mind.
Yeah, when you call some of these people, it's funny because we had Bobby Lieben here, but we had him in prior too. And I was looking at one of his listings for one of my buyers, and I said, okay, we'll see if he really answers his phone. So I called, and he answered his phone.
did.
I was like, wow.
Yep.
That's funny.
I have a tendency to answer my phone sometimes too late at night, but I tell my wife, honey, that could be a $10,000 commission check. You never know.
That's right. That's right. All right, you ready to get in the ring?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, let's get in the ring. What do you think the number one reason that agents fail?
Non-commitment.
Yeah.
I mean, it's they're not committed, and it's from the outside looking in, it's an easy job, right? I mean, we're here making the big bucks, and people are calling us, and we're just laying deals down left and right. But it's true business ownership, and it costs a lot of money to do business, and it's a commitment.
Yeah, that's great. Best advice that anyone's ever given you?
If it's meant to be, it's up to me.
Ooh.
Oh, I like that one.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't matter who I'm working with, the broker I'm with. Not to say anything bad about my broker, but at the end of the day, if I'm going to be successful, I'm looking at the mirror and I know it's up to me.
Yeah, for sure.
Nice.
Favorite mobile app?
18 birdies. I keep track of my golf game, my putts per hole. Absolutely.
Wow.
So it allows you to track, or so does it? Let's see. Do you update it after the fact, or is it like?
No, it's a great app. If you play golf, download 18 birdies because it's got a GPS. You can keep your scorecard. I mean, it'll track your shots for you, your distance. It'll even caddy for you. I'm 112 yards out. Here's the club you need.
No way.
It's awesome.
So do you have to put in your ranges on the club that you're able to hit? Or?
Well, it'll track it for you.
Yeah.
And then after so many rounds, then it'll
adjust as
start
it
to
goes.
caddy. Yeah.
Artificial intelligence.
I had
That's
an
right.
idea, but I'm sure to put a GPS thingy inside a golf ball. Do they already have that?
Oh, you mean Top Golf?
No. Do they actually?
Essentially, it's kind of like that.
Yeah, but they don't put the actual device.
I don't
in
know.
The
That's a
golf
good
ball.
question.
Well, how do they keep track of it then?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know.
There's something in the golf ball.
There's got to be.
There's got to be a little chip in there, something
How do
tracking that.
they
golf ball.
track my ball as opposed to the guy right next to me hitting
Yeah,
it too?
That's true.
There's something in there, and as it goes through that chute, it's a.
Yeah. Okay. Forget it.
I'll explain it.
We'll Google it after.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I believe that person has like a patent, and it's good for so long.
Really?
Which is why you see so many of them popping up around the country.
Let's find out when it expires.
So, anyway, good idea, Joey. You better stick to real estate, buddy.
Yes.
No. How about a book recommendation?
12 Rules for Life, Antidote to Chaos by Jordan Peterson.
Oh, never heard of that one yet.
Yeah, we
If you
heard
haven't
that.
read that, I highly recommend it. If you have read it, read it again. It's an excellent book.
Say it again.
Yeah.
12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by
Okay.
Jordan Peterson.
All right.
All right. Do they have it on Audible?
Fantastic.
I hope.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, we like people to read us books.
Yeah, it's a great book.
That's good. All right, I'll have you draw a question out of here.
All right, let's see what we get.
This is beautiful. What is that,
Go ahead.
velvet?
So this is a question I'm asking you guys.
No, you're going to answer this one.
What is your favorite type of food, favorite restaurant?
Oh, there you go.
Oh.
That's easy as far as food. It would be sushi.
Oh.
Ooh, I like
I
sushi.
have a bit of
Delicious.
a bit of an expensive taste, but
Yeah.
as far as
Do
restaurants,
they have places down in Florence for that?
they have a few.
Yeah? Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would probably my favorite sushi restaurant is the sushi restaurant inside of Hard Rock in Vegas.
Really?
Okay.
I'm drawing a blank on the name. I'll remember it when I leave, but it is excellent.
In a Hard Rock, huh?
In the Hard Rock Hotel.
Oh, yeah, it's called Hard Rock Sushi. No, I'm just
Yeah,
teasing.
Yeah, I can't
I
think
don't
of
know.
it, but it's authentic and it's
We can
amazing.
Google it.
Cool.
Exactly.
Oh,
Do-
that's right.
Do you like sashimi?
Oh, love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Me too.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yellowtail's my favorite.
Salmon and yellowtail.
All right.
I love that stuff.
I'm going to ask one more question, even though we're out of questions. If you could golf on any course in the world,
There
where
you
would
go.
Where would you go?
I'd have to say St. Andrews. I mean, that's the birthplace. So, and we've got some Scottish heritage in our bloodlines. You know, last name Wilson, but I'd have to say St. Andrews.
All right.
Absolutely.
That is where
Yeah,
the other
that's where
gentleman
you just went
golfed
from.
last
Wow.
year.
Lucky guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it was,
Windy.
well, no, but he said the experience was just
Yeah. Surreal.
crazy. Yeah. He was like, it's just.
That's on my bucket list.
There you go.
But you did say it is as windy as the video
Yeah.
show.
Indian cold.
But he had a blast. Anyway. Well, thanks, Darin, for being in here.
Absolutely,
It's been
my
great.
pleasure.
Great information.
Good information. Yeah, I love it. I love it. We'll have to give Greg a shout out again, too, right?
Absolutely.
Security title. All right,
See
well,
you guys again.
thanks so much. Until next time, agents, we're signing off.
Thank you.
See you later.
Good job.
Very good.